Hi, welcome to another video from the Barrett channel, and thank you for supporting us. Really appreciate that. You know, especially to those people who are supporting us on Buy Me a Coffee, Patreon, or through our direct WeChat link. Links are all down below if you want to check them out. Okay, so today I want to talk about the work ethic of Chinese people. So this is something that I see now very, very different to what I'm used to seeing in the UK. But this hasn't always been the case. Back when I was growing up, which is quite some time ago now, my parents are in their 80s, and I saw how hard my parents worked. And I feel that is like the Chinese people are today. Whereas in the UK nowadays, people have, you know, it's really changed. That the ethic of work is very different. So, but back in the day when I was growing up and my parents were young, I even remember one time when money was tight. My father had an annual holiday from work, and he took another job just to help with the money situation, because at that time it was all about earning money and supporting your family, paying for your housing, paying for your food, paying for your clothes. But I see the problem now in the UK is that young people, this just has changed. You know, I have 3 grown-up children, and I see with certainly 2 of them, my 2 boys, their work ethic is somewhat different to what both my parents was and mine was. You know, from when I was sort of 10, 11 years old, I had jobs, I earned money, and I've always worked hard. In fact, I've been branded by my family as a bit of a workaholic. But I see that you know, to earn money and keep yourself supported is the thing. Now the problem with the UK as well is we have a very generous benefit system. So if you're out of work, you still get, you know, you get help towards your housing, you still get completely free healthcare, you get a payment off the government. So this has sort of led to a generation of what I call lazy people. You know, we have certain families now in the UK that are on their 2nd and 3rd generation, where the people have never worked, and they're quite happy living on that government support. Whereas here in China, that's very different. There is no government support, so people have to work. However, the thinking here is that people want to earn money, and they will work to earn money. You know, I see in the UK, oh, I can't do this job, it's a little bit hard. Oh, it's a long way to travel. Oh, I have to get the bus. Oh, I have to get the train. Oh, it's so difficult. So hence we now have a lot of jobs in the UK, which it seems UK people won't do. And, you know, so we have a lot of Eastern Europeans doing those jobs. And then what does that make happen? That makes a lot of the British people complain that we have too many immigrants, which is one of the reasons why we've left the EU. But I see here in China, people get a job because they have to get a job to earn money. Without earning money, you know, they don't have food, they don't have housing, so they work hard to earn money. They don't moan about how difficult something is. They don't moan about, oh, it's a little bit cold. They get on with it. And I think that is really something that, as I say, is really lacking now in the UK. And I think if you look at the country, as well as having a stable government here that has built great infrastructure, that has, you know, created a very safe society, people just generally really get on and work hard. You know, I see in the UK, we even have the Labour Party in the UK who were, you know, suggesting that people in the UK go on to a 4-day working week. Now, I do appreciate that sometimes this hard work is abused sometimes in China by some company bosses, and I do believe that there should be some level of workers' rights. But I believe in the UK that the workers' rights thing has gone much too far, and I believe that's the same in America too, where the unions got in. So, you know, everybody wants, I feel in Western countries, yeah, people want to do the smallest amount of work for the largest amount of money, and that just simply is not going to happen. Whereas here, they'll do a fair day's work for a fair day's pay. Just going back to the UK, what you have to realise is that China are in a different stage of their development to where Western countries are now. And over time, those workers' rights will get stronger. But I really think that because of the way Chinese people think, a big driver for Chinese people is money. Because here, without money, you don't get all the government support like you do in certainly the UK where I come from. I'm not really sure what the situation is in America about that. But they just get on with it here, and they're pretty happy if they can you know, work hard to buy a house, to put food on the table for their family, to give their kids clothing and good education. They're pretty happy with that. And you know, I see the families here really do work hard. They work long hours sometimes to achieve that goal. And one other thing I'd just like to mention, I remember being back in the UK a number of years ago, there was many TV programs about saying, oh, you know, Chinese have to work too hard, they have to work too hard. And it was talking about some of the people coming from rural areas whose parents were farmers, and they'd gone to the city to work in factories and that. They said, oh, you know, look, they're making them work 12 or 14 hours a day. And again, it's the Western misunderstanding sometimes here. I've spoke since then to some of those people who worked in those factories from the countryside. And, you know, many of them wanted to work longer hours because they wanted to earn more money to you know, give their families a better life. A lot of that money would be sent back home to the rural areas, and they could build houses, they could buy, you know, much better things to make their life much easier. As you know, and so again, it's Western media skewing how things are reported. But yeah, so okay, so that pretty much brings me to the end of this video. If you know you like the video, please give us a thumbs up. It really helps our channel. If you like the channel, hit that subscribe button. Again, comments down below, always good to engage in some conversation. But for now, as always, take care.